Mr. Wamwangi, you're trying to suggest by what you've said that you can't do it alone, that there is a sort of, a corporate responsibility. What help would you need to facilitate the delivery of your agenda?
As we are saying, there are many commissions. You have the Kibujia Commission, you have we have IEBC, you have ourselves, you have all these commissions, you have the government itself.
Too many, perhaps.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too many. Let them do what they were meant to do. If they do, then they will help this country. But then what I'm saying, it is very important that we try to win the hands and minds of Kenyans and persuade them to go the peaceful way and to understand they are one people. They are not individual people, they are not communities. They are just one people called Kenyans. And the moment they agree to be Kenyans, then we shall live in this country in peace, because this country is a beautiful country. It's a wealthy country. And therefore, hearts and minds. The battle is to win hearts and minds. Change of mind, change of attitude, win hearts and minds of Kenyans. And that's the responsibility of the church, of the Muslims, of the government, of you, John, and of everybody else in Kenya. Yes.
Mr. Wamwangi, the feeling is that everything is ticking away to March the 4th, but surely there must be life after March the 4th, yes, unless there's going to be some kind of prediction of the end of the world yet again. What will your authority do after the event? And I say this in remembering the events of the last elections, where everything went up to the elections. There were happenings that were totally unexpected, and then everything was in a state of confusion. Now, okay, you're saying certain things are in place. What do you see your authority doing after the elections, or does your mandate stop? Or should I already know the answer to that question?
Should I say our mandate will really start after March? Because we are bringing in leaders and a system of government that is not known before. And therefore, it will be very important to work with the leaders that will come into position, particularly the governors. Therefore,
Sorry, can you take a step back? So the transitional authority will be in place for how many years, Mr.
It will be in place for exactly 3 years.
Right.
After 5th of March, when the governors take over.
So and you will remain the chairman?
I will remain the chairman.
And the structure of it, just explain very quickly that it's you and who else?
Yes,
you and
that's very interesting.
Right.
There are 9 full-time members. There is 1 secretary whom we employed recently, and there are 6 permanent secretaries. I don't know whether you want me to mention which ministries.
No, not really. I'm just wondering what I would like
to address. And the Honorable
yes.
Attorney General,
right,
is the 7th. So we are all 17.
Right.
Yes.
And within that membership, have you tried to address the perennial Kenyan bugbear of ethnicity? Does it seem to be a representative, fair grouping of a country, or does it look on paper and pictured as if it's one group telling the others what to do?
To start with, within the commission or the authority, the 9 or 10, including the secretary, if you wanted to converse, and you wanted to converse in your language, you would converse alone, because all of us come from different communities. But the most interesting things, we have gelled so much that we have become like brothers and sisters. It's a family now.
The understanding, Mr. Wamwangi, in the rollout process, again, not to go into the technicalities, is that there would be a certain readiness, which would presume that some counties would be ready for the transfer immediately, and others were sort of like waiting patiently to fulfill certain conditions. Could you tell us about this transfer readiness process?
Yeah, well, let's talk of transfer of functions.
Right.
So what we have decided is first of all to transfer uniform functions in the first instance. And
what does that mean? Does that mean everybody has everybody has the same police force? Everybody has the same uniform functions? Meaning what?
Uniform functions, meaning that every county will be performing those functions from 5th of March.
Such as?
Maybe roads,
right,
urban roads, rural roads, such as planning.
Right, so
such as,
every county will be making some attempt to build a road somewhere within it.
Yes. So those are the functions we have considered to transfer.
And there's a list of those functions.
There's a list in a
which goes to the governor or to the commissioners?
No, you see, when you transfer a function
Yes.
to the county,
Right.
it means that's the work that the governor
Yes.
will be performing.
Yes.
Those are like the duties of the governor and his executive and his officers.
Right.
But there's also something else we are calling
because I'm still looking at these commissioners and I'm still seeing these commissioners in my mind's eye and asking myself what they're doing except just drawing a salary every month.
There is a legislative function which is to make laws that will go to the speaker and the representatives.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so do continue. I'm afraid I cut you short.
Yes.
We're talking about the whole notion of readiness and the rollout process beyond the elections.
So now after that, it will give us chance to study and scrutinize each county and determine which functions they are able to carry out. And we shall be looking at their resources available. We shall be looking at the capacity and the ability to carry out those functions. So two things can happen. We can determine that that county is able to carry these functions, I mean the remaining functions, and we can just transfer it immediately to them. Then the county can just ask us and say, we are ready to perform this function. For instance, the pre-primary education. Some counties may not be able to carry out that, but they can come to us and say, we are able to carry out this because we have the facilities, we have the experience, and we have been doing it, and you didn't transfer it. Then we shall just transfer it. Others may need to put infrastructure in place, and therefore we shall tell them, put the schools in place, get the teachers, and or put a way of...
So to each according to his needs.
Each according to their needs and abilities.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about the transfer of functions. If I'm following the conversation closely,
yes,
there was another set of transfers. There was another grouping. Transfer of functions followed by...
You see, if you look at Schedule 4 of the Constitution, Part 1 has identified the functions that go to national government, and Part 2 to functions that go to county governments. So we are doing something called we are trying to do functional analysis and assignment, and then transfer. You analyze those, you unbundle those functions, even if they have been mentioned, you unbundle them, and then see this one exactly can go now, this one can go later, according to the needs of the moment and the abilities of the moment.
Would you contemplate something going awfully wrong, or are we to live in a time of great expectation and hope that the coming years are years of plenty and good governance?
John, I'm an optimist, and therefore I don't walk in rivers. So I see prosperity in our country, and I see a great nation in our country. So I'm very hopeful. And I believe in this process, I believe in this country, I believe in this system, I believe in the people of Kenya, and I believe in everything that we are doing. But I'm asking every Kenyan to be a co-participant. And from now, probably it's also important to tell you that the media should do its part, and you are doing, but do more to inform Kenyans and to let them know what they should be doing. So we are also happy that you have involved us.
Well, we'll try very hard to take up the challenge.
Yes.
Mr. Kinuthia Wamwangi, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, John.